right, Fin fans. The last major building blocks to this critical season, this 2022 season, have been put in place with the conclusion of the NFL draft and the wrap-up of undrafted free agents. Miami's going to add in some, cheap vets along the way probably, or maybe a little trade here or there. But generally speaking, the team that's going to do or die this 2022 season is in place. So I'm going to go over the draft, how it concluded. Not all the undrafted free agents. I'll deal with that later. Two of them I'm going to talk about. And just kind of give my opinion and thoughts on the players drafted, how they fit, and how he could have done better or did really well, or, the whole deal. So I want to read a comment. I'm big on the comments. So I want to read this comment. It's a really good comment from GAWA, and it summarizes everything that a Dolphins fan or a football fan should have at this moment in time. And he says, "This is the most hopeful moment of the year. Optimism is at its max. We draft our prospects, and at this stage, we have no reason to believe that they might not be the one. Soon enough, reality will dawn, whatever it happens to be. But for now, I'm enjoying the dream." That's the truth of the offseason. It's like, it's spring, hope anew. Anything is possible. Certain teams like the Jets not going to win a Super Bowl, but they had a big draft. Are those players going to pan out? Now, a team like Miami Dolphins are in a different stage. We've put so many pieces into play. We've got a new staff here. We've made big trades. We got this draft we just concluded. Hope for us is real as far as success on the field. It's not guaranteed, though. But we should be hopeful. There is a lot of reason to hope. There's a lot of reasons to be excited for the 2022 season. And, we didn't have much ammo here. And we added Channing Tindall, who, you read a lot of the comment boards. And I see these, I read my comments all the time. And there's people here that dislike Chris Greer more than me. And they're hypercritical and they're very unhappy with how the Dolphins have been doing the last 20, 30 years. Long time fans. And they're excited about Tindall. Not saying he's going to be Ray Lewis or anything, but fans at every level are excited about Tindall, and there's a reason to be. I was been watching the tape of him, and his floor, to me, is very high. Ceiling could be very high too, but this guy's going to be a player at some level. He's not a bust. He's got a lot of good qualities, a lot of reason to hope. For me, it's very exciting because running back's my favorite. Offensive line is my second favorite position to watch. But linebacker is my third. I really love linebackers. And there's been no reason to study the linebackers here for a long time. I enjoyed Duke Riley's tape last year. Baker on the blitz. Roberts, his physicality. But generally speaking, we kind of knew what these guys were. And the addition of him, Tindall, gives life and fire to the linebacker position. And for guys like me who like to do study. So it's a very exciting pick. This guy could do a lot of great things. He could be okay. We got to see. It's all about upstairs with this kid. Physically, he's got it. But we got to see how he develops. We got to remember there's so much that goes from here to there. You got Devontae Parker didn't even know how to drink water in his first season. Raekwon McMillan blew his ACL out on a kickoff. First play, I believe it was. Util Green, all the talent in the world, blows his ACL out. Never the same. So there's injuries. There's what the players do for themselves. There's the staff, the position they're put into. There's so much stuff that goes into it. We just got to wait and see, but we got to be hopeful. But with this kid, it's all a crapshoot. But with this kid, I feel like it's a good bet for him to be a solid player at the very least. And that's not bad for a compensatory pick in the third round. Now, I'm a little going to go the other direction with that 4th round pick. A wide receiver with that 4th round pick was baffling. Now, I know a lot of people are saying Deebo 2.0, he's going to be Deebo. Took 3 years for Deebo to really be Deebo, and that was a big shoes to fill. I mean, and they're different players. I mean, you look at Deebo, he's 6 foot 215. That's shorter and stocky. You see that guy? He looks like a running back. This guy's 6'2", 209, much higher and thinner. And you have to remember with Deebo, a lot of people in the comments been talking, and I've been saying this since last year, Bowden Jr. is a guy that maybe could actually do this a little bit better, be the Deebo for us this season. So I don't really see this guy being Deebo, because Deebo's biggest thing about Deebo is when he gets in that backfield, defenses are nervous because every area of the field is threatened. He can run up the gut. He can run off tackle. He can run between the tackles. He can run to the edge. He can come out and catch the football. The defenses are on their toes because they don't know what this guy is going to do. And the key, though, is him being able to run inside and be physical and do damage inside, because that funnels you up and then allows the edges and the over the top. And so many things can be built off that. But this guy at 6'2", if you ever run football between tackles, there's so much scrum, there's so much times that you're getting hit. And those knees, the higher they get, the more those knees get hit, the more chance things are going bad. That's why running backs, for the most part, are of a certain height. If they run low, they're taking the shots in their chest, and you can absorb that. You can bounce off that. You're not going to be, lose your knee over that. Now, you got guys like Eric Dickerson, 6'3", and that guy ran so low, man, it was like crawling on the ground. But that guy's a freak. So I don't know if this guy is Deebo 2.0. Maybe he is. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's a lot to ask. But for me, we have so much talent in the skills. This guy's not going to really make that much of a difference. To me, the most critical thing, I say it over and over again, I'm sure some of you guys are totally sick of it, offensive line. I like Zach Tom. He was there for us to pick. We didn't. Okay, he might suck. This guy might turn out to be, the next superstar. But the Packers are, every group of evaluators have their strong suit and their weakness. We all like to make fun of Belichick with wide receivers. That guy couldn't, find a wide receiver in a Hall of Fame meeting of wide receivers. But the Packers are pretty good at finding offensive linemen. And they run a system that's a little similar to ours with the zone stretch. They like to run a lot of zone stretch runs. They like their centers to be agility players. And they took Tom. And that bothers me because I don't like Chris Greer. I don't trust Ross. But I love the Dolphins. I don't care who they are. I want to see our team win. And it's going to be based on the offensive line, how they block. We have skill talents that's going to open a run for us and all this stuff, but it's always going to come down to blocking. And we got to run. We have to run. We have to pass protect, but first we have to run, because if we run, it will make pass protection easier. It will make throwing the football easier. It will rest the defense. Everything will flow from running the football. And, people say, oh, Dieter, it's his time. He's ready. That guy was healthy like 4 or 5 games last year. And when he was like, okay. I don't feel comfortable with Dieter being the only guy. And Jackson, my deal with Jackson. Eichenberg, I have faith in. But as much as I love Armstead, that guy's critical. And I love Williams, too. The two of them together is going to be real, real nice. And I like Hunt a lot. There's not much depth here on this offensive line, as it appears. So I really wanted Tom, but we got to let it, as I said, let it all play out and see how it goes. Chris Greer is leaning heavy into his draft picks. And you know what? As much as I don't like him, and I've had a lot of questions over his drafts over the years, if these guys pan out, Chris Greer deserves a round of applause. This staff deserves a round of applause, but they're going to need to. This offensive line is absolutely critical. So I was a little unhappy we didn't get Tom, but what do I know? Could be He could suck, and this guy could be great. So then, at the end we got Skylar Thompson, and we got Cameron Goods, the edge player. Skylar Thompson's the quarterback. It's 7th round. What do you expect? But Cameron Goods is edge player. We did, Greer did a really good job with Van Ginkel. That was a 5th round pick. This guy's 7th. So the chance this guy can do something. So it'll be interesting to watch him, how he pans out. So I didn't like Skylar, but I like Good. I thought maybe you could have rolled the dice on somebody else instead of a quarterback who's, practice squad at best. And then so far there's going to be a lot of undrafted free agents. 2 I'm interested in. I like Zaquandre White from South Carolina. Watch him in his film. Physical guy, physical runner. Running backs can be found post-draft, late in the draft, and have success. So this is a guy I'm going to keep my eyes on. And then Kellen Diesch, Arizona State offensive tackle. Highly athletic. Don't see him contributing this year. See him being a practice squad player because he fits the system perfect with his fluidity, his movement, but he's got shortish arms and he's not really strong yet. He hasn't built up his body. So this guy could be a developmental player. So I'm excited about these 2 guys. All the guys, we got some edge players and stuff too. It'll be interesting. So, when you pull it all together, I was just hoping to get one player out of this draft. And Tindall is a guy that I'm very excited about. So the rest was kind of like gravy, but that 4th round pick did get me. Overall, I think we should be happy. I'm going to read another comment here. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I think it fits perfect. Cliff D. He goes, I'm not a draft junkie and don't know anything about these picks, but every year I hear Fin fans raving about all the great moves the Fins make, but never produce a contender. This is the 2 ends, the hope and then the jaded fan. It's going to end up being something in the middle, guys. I think there's a lot of reason for hope. This 2022 season is big. But, again, I believe in fairness. Chris Grier, McDaniel, Ross, this team, they need a 2-year window evaluation. They need a 2-year window for us to wait to the end of 2023 before we come to any rash judgments either way. I think this year is going to be a pretty good season, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be as easy as a lot of fans think. And if we hit a hard road early, fans are going to go berserk, but that's okay. I think we need to have real standards. We won 9 games in 2021. We should definitely see 12 to 13 wins this year. We should see the playoffs this year, and we definitely need to be second in the division. But I think high expectations should be held down and kind of be in check until 2023. This team has a semi-successful season. McDaniel gets his teeth cut. We get some of these players developing, and then we go into the 2023 season with that success under our belt. Not great success, but solid success. And then you add 2 first-round picks, 2 third-round picks in the second, and more development. That's when we need to turn the meter up. Last year, I was saying, people say we're going to win 14 games, no doubt, whatever. And I was saying, we got to watch out for these. I said this in March or something. I was saying, watch out for these OCs. It's a question. Watch out for this offensive line. It's a question. I had a couple of questions asked. I said, we need to be, realistic. Let's just wait and see. Let's evaluate as we go. I put 9 wins as my floor. If there's a lot of context, would be a successful season. And I had some guys saying, be a man, get on board or get off. This is going to be a hard season. This team's got a lot of new pieces, new coach. I want fans to be excited. I'm not trying to tear anybody down, but I want you to have a good time. That's what this is all about. We just need to understand it's not going to go as smoothly and as easily as we want, but there's real chance for us to have real success. 2023 is a different story, though. So, I'm really excited for what's coming. This 2022 season is gigantic. I mean, it's gigantic when you attach it to 2023 as well. We're going to see all these moves, how they play out. We're going to see our new coach, who's called a genius. If he is a genius, man, good stuff. We're going to see Chris Greer with all his moves and all his machinations as far as trading and moving. And we're going to know what he's all about too. And then on top of that, we have all this talent to have actual real success. Be very excited, Fin fans. It's going to be must-watch TV and loads of popcorn eating time. So anyway, this guy's saying thanks for staying to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. Comments mean the most. They really do. Subscribes and likes to help us with the Google overlords, keeps us in business. I like that too. So I appreciate all you people, your views, your comments, subscribes and likes, all that stuff. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. Anyway, catch you next time. Be well. Go Fins. See you soon. Bookies can earn hundreds to thousands of dollars from booking action with aceperhead.com.